We're about to head out to meet Grant up in Manayunk for a Zone 2 very chill ride. Last time I rode with Grant, it was when I was training for my first century, and he came along and rode 55 miles with me. So he hasn't been out on a long ride since then. Today we're just trying to catch up. He's started his own fitness, YouTube, social media journey. So we're gonna catch up, see what he wants to talk about, and just have a great day. The weather's supposed to be beautiful. Gonna be in the 70s today and sunny. So just trying to pick the miles back up on the bike, enjoy the weather. Today's officially my first day done medical school. I finished my last exam yesterday, so now until July 1st, I am absolutely chilling. So that means a lot of time on the bike. So let's go enjoy today's weather with some friends and see what
Got your wrong, go yard, off your bong, I'm a block, I'm paying your mans as long, go yard, fam, people don't care. So late, shame, bored out for your brain, folks ain't made for the working game, you get me? Win it, sack the human, forgive it, take man's job, give it. Oh, sold on a lot, dash it to the box is cheaper, fam, you get me? Box is cleaner, fam, you get me? Check man's off asleep in a Jordan 37 low sneakers, sneaking 40 wings, sitting next man getting drinks, ain't wasting precious time like a human overthinking. Done you a favor, mate. I took your job cause you don't wanna be there. I took your job cause you don't wanna sleep there. I took your job cause I'm a part doing a lot in a fraction of the time that a human can swear down, don't care what you say, don't care. Swear it down, fam, biddy bye bye. What's the point when I can do it fast or long? Nothing better, half your price. Top device, you on your pillow twice every night, clock a shy. Takes a big man to walk round the corner for mans to perk up and ignite. Keen as a light for those few minutes, spin it. Stop lying to yourself, right? You don't want your job in it. The second you walked in today, you reached your max limit. Too much, you're finished. Waiting for the golden ticket, dreaming half asleep. Look at me, keen as a roadman, GC. Never get tired, never get fired, and you know the next big fan. Take your job, get hired. While you try and go home, you liars. Listen, yeah. I took your biddy bye bye. I took your biddy bye bye. I took your job cause I'm the bomb. Took your job cause I'm the one. Took your job, you got your wrong, go yard, off your bum, I'm a bot, I'm paying your mans as long, go yard fam, go on, might as well in it, go yard, watch TV in it. I took your biddy bye bye. Fraction of the time that a human can swear down, don't care what you say, don't care fam. I took your biddy bye bye. I took your biddy bye bye. Cause I'm the one, took your job cause I'm the one. Took your job cause I'm the one. Took your job cause I'm the one. Took your job cause I'm the one, go yard, off your bum, I'm a bot, I'm paying your mans as long, go yard fam, go on, might as well in it, go yard, watch TV in it. I took your biddy bye bye. Fraction of the time that a human can swear down, don't care what you say, don't care fam, go yard in it, go yard, because you don't wanna be there, you don't wanna be there. I took your job because you don't wanna be there, you don't wanna be there. I took your job because you don't wanna be there, because you don't wanna be there. Device, you on your blower twice every night, cause it's straight. Takes a big man to walk round the corner for mans to perk up and ignite. Took your job, you gone, you're wrong, go yard, off your bum, I'm a bot, I'm paying your mans as long. Check man's half asleep in a Jordan 37 low sneakers, sneaking 40 wings, sitting next man getting drinks, ain't wasting precious time like a human. Go on.
Best. You guys biking it out. There's be a lot of bike rides in our future, Jory. Jory's gonna finally do an Ironman. not skip the swim this time. I'm just kidding. We're both gonna get back in that water, right, Jory? We're gonna do something. Maybe Slush Jez will do an Ironman. I don't know. Maybe we'll do it all. Maybe we'll match, maybe we won't. That's gonna get cut.
Square Pie Pizza. It was our first time eating there. 10 out of 10 tomato pie. Incredible, fluffy, not too heavy, delicious. Try it out.
Where are we at?
I don't even know where we're at. What's this area called?
Queens Village?
Queens Village. It is Saturday morning. We're gonna attempt a long Saturday run, 5 or 6 miles. It'll be the most I've ran since the 70.3, giving the body a break from running for a little bit. I've done a few shorter runs since then, but this will be the most. So we'll see how the body's doing, how the legs are feeling, and depending on that is how we will proceed with running moving forward. 3.5 miles in, pace 9:01, average heart rate 160. So definitely not a zone 2 long run, but the pace is feeling good. We're pushing it a little bit. We're on the SRT. We're checking out where the bridge is about to be complete, May 17th, to connect South Philly to North Philly. So we're here at the end now, about to go run it back, 6 miles total. And so far the legs are feeling good. So we're gonna continue to push it, keep the pace high, heart rate high, and blast out the end of this run. Step back a second. Fit check. We got the Bandit ASIC collab half tights.
Hype on this beat, I'm gonna ride on the beach. Hey, toil anybody more on मेरो साथी, we keeping it lit. Hey, hype on this beat, I'm gonna ride on the beach. Hey, toil anybody more on मेरो साथी, we keeping it lit. Hey, living this lit, I got a section on beach. Yo, handed to rap, म गर्दैछु flex, we making a hit. Hey, बाहिर छ टिसमा नेपाली रिच, दाइहरू ट्रिपमा नेपाली गीत, दाउरीको भिडमा नेपाली वीर, मनमा छ चिन्ता नेपाली ड्रिम, पारा भिन्न भिन्न सबको बेग्लै, दामी दामी पारा तो चाहिँ बसिरहेको काम छ हेर्दै, यस्तै हो म लाभा त्यही नि हिँडिरहेको छु म एक्लै, भिन्न भिन्न स्वाद काम छ खतरा खतरा मेरो.
Just finished up the 6-mile run, average pace 9:02, and moving time 54:29. Probably I think that was the fastest 6 miles I've ever done. Good pace, average heart rate was 160, so definitely up there, but tolerable, manageable. This is honestly the first great outdoor sweat I've had, probably since last year. You forget how good it feels to work hard outside, to be out here in the weather, the sun, to sweat. It's amazing. There's really no other way, there's no better way to start the morning than a nice outdoor activity where you get a nice sweat, because everything else today is going to be easy. So start your day off doing something hard, enjoyable, push yourself, and the rest of the day will be easy. Adventure later, coming later. Claudia doesn't know what it is, but it's coming. Spread that thing. Flaky.
Putting in bike lanes here, that's what's going on. To the left-hand side, that outline of...
this is a hop on, hop off course, but we are coming towards the end of our day. So
Amelie for a bike ride today. It's a little windy, as you can hear. We're gonna do a 33-mile bike ride, a little under 2K of elevation, hopefully around 2 hours. It's one of the local Tuesday group ride routes. So we're honestly doing it to kind of scout out how the route feels. Because the last time I did one of these routes, it was 36 miles. I got dropped at mile 9. So they're very fast, they're speedy, a bunch of great riders, and I'd love to make it through one of the rides. So this is a scouting ride to see how it feels.
So fresh, I'ma go like
Life after an Ironman. What does that mean? I just spent the last 18 weeks prepping for one day, one race. And that's what gave me purpose every single day outside of school. Twice a day, basically every day for 18 weeks, I knew exactly what I was doing. I had a goal, I had a plan, and I had a mission at the end of that. But once that's done and over, what do? That's the question. Do you keep training? Do you sign up for your next race? Do you take time off to relax and reset? What do? As I said earlier in the video, I just completed my last exam for medical school. I am done. We graduate the end of May, so I have between now and the end of May completely free. That gives me a lot of time to potentially train. I'm going to be training. As we saw, I did 3 bike rides in the 3 days this past weekend. Over 100 miles in just those 3 rides. The weather's shaping up. It's the best time of year now, spring into summer. So the weather is optimal for being outside, running, cycling. But what do I do with that? Do I just train for fun? Do I ride for fun? Do I run for fun? Do I swim for fun? Or do I set a goal and I sign up for another race and have that purpose again? I think regardless, I'm gonna use this time to do what I enjoy, and that is being outside, riding the bike. I do have the Broad Street Run, the 10 miler, May 4th, so that is coming up. So I'm still gonna be running, and I have been running to train for that. I've had some incredible bike rides. I wanna keep pushing myself on the bike and doing these new rides like I did with Amelie, where we ended up doing, it was either 33 or 36 miles on the bike and 2,200 feet of elevation. Strava told me it was my second longest climb behind Mount Mitchell. So we're doing some pretty significant climbing here in Philly. So to keep pushing myself on rides like that will only make me stronger on the bike. In the past week, on 2 bike rides, Garmin updated my FTP, so we're getting stronger on the bike. The pool, I have not been in the pool since Galveston. I plan on getting back into the pool tomorrow. I'm meeting Sam at the pool and we're gonna start swimming together. So I'll still be swimming, I'll still be cycling, and I'll still be running. I've had the idea in my head of doing an Olympic distance triathlon around May 18th, just to say that I've done all three sports. I am a triathlete on a race day, not just somebody who does all three sports. But then there are also some Ironman 70.3s in June too. It just becomes challenging with time because the day after graduation, I leave for 2 weeks to go to Europe, and I'm not gonna have a bike in Europe and I'm not gonna have my pool. So at best we can run and possibly ride a stationary bike, which isn't awful. I think that's doable. I think it's manageable because at that point, Slade and I would have been training for roughly 6 months this year for an Ironman 70.3. So to say the 2 weeks prior to race day were more of a deload week where we're really only running and maybe riding a stationary bike, I don't think that would decondition us too much. So that's kind of where I'm at now with training and what comes next with life after an Ironman. I don't think there's a right or wrong way. We picked Galveston because of the timing. It worked out the best for me and Slade, and especially me with school and residency. But I think the near future prior to July 1st is the best time to get in another race if that is what I decide I want and I need from myself right now. So I think that's the most important thing, is for me and Slade to decide if this is something that we want to pursue now. So I really have between now and mid-June to decide and lock something in if that's what I want to do. Is it an Olympic distance triathlon to prove to myself that I am a triathlete on race day? Or do I go for the full thing again and go for a 70.3? That's the decision. I was telling Claudia earlier, I don't know if I want to spend my month of freedom, my month and a half of freedom, with such a regimented training schedule like I've had the past 4.5 months, or do I want to be able to train for fun and then enjoy my time while I have it before residency starts. So it's a lot of personal decisions I have to make. I have to decide what I truly want, because at the end of the day, Ironman 70.3 Texas, the swim was canceled. So there's always that asterisk, there's always that what if and that uncertainty, and there's that piece of the race that's missing. And I know at some point I want to fill that gap in. So is now the time? Is a year from now the time? I don't know. But it's something I'm gonna have to figure out, because the training is gonna have to get locked in and we're gonna have to start prepping for that again if that's what I decide. So I hope you liked this week's video. There's a lot of bike riding, a little bit of running, and I'm just mixing some things up. Little birthday celebration for Claudia. We played tourist in our own city in Philly. So now we're just living life. I'm always gonna train, I'm always gonna be active, because at my core, it's important to me to be as healthy as I can. As somebody who has Crohn's disease, diet, nutrition, stress, exercise are all part of me and how I manage Crohn's and my symptoms. So that's never gonna change. This is this current season. Where it takes us, I'm not sure. I'll find out and I'll decide for myself in the next few days. But I hope you enjoyed watching some different bike rides, seeing what life is like as somebody who is essentially finished medical school, and we're turning the page for the next chapter in life. So the videos will keep coming out. They won't always be training videos, but they're gonna be life, lifestyle, exercising, working out, life in Philly. And then once we go to Europe, you'll get some Europe vlogs coming out. So look forward to those. And always Like the video if you haven't already, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.